Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Crypt Warriors for a level 500 plus Paladin, and this one is actually really good. It's actually way underrated. I don't see many people hunting here, and it's actually really good for like this level 500, 600 Paladin, so I very much recommend you check it out. So, results-wise, as you can see, these results are with charms, but no combat praise and no animus, and this is on a level 545 Paladin, and I'm able to get somewhere about 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, depending on how the lap goes. Something like this, I can get something like this, raw experience, with no combat praise, no animus. Pretty damn good. It's actually a really good spot in my opinion, always free. It's relatively chilled to like hunt here. It's not, I don't really feel like I'm in much danger of dying, so I do definitely recommend you come and check it out. Also, just one prey. If you're going to apply one prey, you can just apply, prey, and you only need one to get full usage out of it because there's only one monster, so it's pretty efficient prey-wise as well, so something to consider. With regards to loot, it's quite variable because it very much so depends on how many ruthless axes you drop from them. In one of these 30-minute analyzers, I had 0, and in this middle one, I think I had 9 ruthless axes in 30 minutes. So clearly, you can see that the profit varies quite wildly, but you can expect definitely somewhere between like 200 to 800k an hour. So on average, you're probably getting like 500k profit an hour, which is also reasonable. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty good for the experience. So yeah, overall tier rating, I would give it like an A+. However, this place doesn't like scale terribly well, so this is really good spot for like 500, 600. But the respawn does run out eventually and doesn't scale to like crazy numbers. Like if you compare to like Upper Rushmore and Russia West, obviously those respawns spawn very well because they can, they scale well. Whereas the Crypt Warriors, you just run out of respawn at a certain point and you can't get any further. I think you can push somewhere around 7k roll, probably around level 800, so it's still pretty decent. But at that point, you will need both levels, which we'll talk about a little bit more when we get to the route. Difficulty, I've given it an 8 out of 10, but honestly, it's not too bad because it's a very kiting respawn. You're moving all the time. You're actually kind of safe. When you start running out of health and you can see that you're in danger, you can just kind of run away, spam your USPs, and you shouldn't really be dying here, to be honest. And Bestiary is 2.5 hours, so that's also pretty cool, right? It's a 50-point monster in 2.5 hours. Very quick. Good for hunting tasks if that's something that you wanted to do as well. Anyway, moving on, requirements. I do recommend level 500 plus to start. You'll need to do the Order of the Lion quest. I don't remember which section. It's not too far. I think you have to have Droom completed and then start the section to access like the Carnage Sylvans and stuff. But it's nothing too crazy. This place can affect hunted by basically everybody. I think Knights are the worst because those guys deal a lot of damage. So you don't really want to be boxing them as a solo knight. You want to be playing like this kiting style way, sort of moving away from them. It's viable. You can do it, definitely. Probably not amazing though, so I don't think Knight's really going to be hunting here. But Paladins, Monks, and Mages definitely can hunt here pretty effectively. I recommend all standing imbues, and maybe if you're coming out like level 500, maybe consider Death Protection to start with because they deal 37% Death Protection. So that Death Protection imbue will help just to make sure that you get used to this spawn and you don't overdo it. Supplies per hour, I used Great Spirit Potions by default, so I use about 1500 per hour, about 200 ultimates, 1600 diamond arrows, 800 GFBs, 6 bullseye potions per hour, and also I haven't used it in the video, but something to consider is doing a lot of damage here with Mass Sand and the Grenade because they're weak to Holy, so the NPC magic level of food will obviously be helpful here to up your damage. For charms, I recommend Divine Wrath on Crypt Warrior, pretty self-explanatory. The wheel I was using is a T1 grenade plus some small HP gems. Now, I will mention that the grenade here is not like super amazing because it's such a chitin respawn. You don't get to like box and just use the grenade effectively like you might in some other spots. So you won't be using it off cooldown. You kind of just have to get used to finding the right times in like open spaces to use the grenade and then sort of kite around to make sure that all the monsters are on top of it and explodes. It's not easy. It takes a little bit of practice. It's not as easy as just putting it in a box. But it's still the best wheel that you can use here. If you're really not finding a use for the grenade, then just go in Gift of Life just to make yourself a bit safer in case they do combo you. I'm using T1 grenade obviously for that little bit of extra experience. And the character in the video is level 545 Paladin with 123 plus 4 distance and 34 plus 2 magic level. Now for the route, -1 alone in my experience, keeps up somewhere up to about 6kk raw. You start not getting full respawn about 5.5, but you can still do about 6kk raw in just -1. However, if you're reaching those sort of like 6kk raw numbers around like level 600 or so, you're also going to want to come down to -2. So with regards to -1, honestly, there's nothing really to show here. It's you just basically do like a little loop. So I'm going to draw out more or less what my loop looks like, something like this. Yeah, that's more or less what my loop looks like on counterclockwise on -1. And like I mentioned, if you're reaching like 6kk raw, basically when you get to the staircase here, you instead just go down here, and then you just do a little loop here on -2. You just do something like that, and then you enter this teleport here, and it brings you here, and you just go back up to -1, and then restart from -1. That's more or less it. The route is super simple, and you're not really going to get confused here. And yeah, like I mentioned, I really think this spot is really, really good. If you're like a 500 to 600 Paladin, this is one of your best spots. Definitely amazing on like a 2x experience. I don't know that there's many more spots that are better than this. I think like Roshamur West is going to be better than this. Nagas are going to be about the same. Upper Rosh probably about similar as well. So, you know, it's really up there, like top 3 spots or so for this level range. So very highly recommended. Also kind of cozy and comfortable. It's kind of simple to hunt here, which is nice. So anyway, gonna play the video now. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this respawn, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.